The phrase "the goal stands" means that a scored goal has been reviewed, if necessary, and officially confirmed as valid by the referee or video assistant referee (VAR). The goal will not be disallowed for any infringement of the rules. In professional football, association football or soccer, goals can be subject to review for various reasons, such as meaning of back-to-back. In football, soccer, back-to-back means two similar events happening immediately one after another, like winning 2 games consecutively, back-to-back wins, scoring goals in quick succession, back-to-back goals, or playing 2 matches on consecutive days, signifying consecutive success or action without a break in between. It's a term for unbroken sequence or consecutiveness in sports performance or scheduling. Meaning of a shoulder drop. In football, soccer, a shoulder drop is a deceptive dribbling skill where a player quickly drops their shoulder, hip, and knee in one direction to trick a defender into thinking they are changing direction, then uses that moment of imbalance to push the ball past them in the opposite direction, creating space and beating the opponent. It's a body feint that manipulates the defender's movement by selling a fake move before exploding in a different way, famously used by players like Lionel Messi. Meaning of body feint in football. A body feint in football is a deceptive skill where a player uses subtle upper body movements, like dropping a shoulder or shifting weight, to trick a defender into thinking they are moving one way, allowing the attacker to quickly change direction and accelerate past them, often without even touching the ball. It's an old school, but effective dribbling technique, popularized by stars like Messi, relying on convincing body language to unbalance opponents and create space. Meaning of manipulation. Manipulation in football generally refers to 2 distinct concepts, match manipulation, or match fixing, the illegal and unethical act of intentionally altering the outcome or a specific aspect of a game for an undue benefit, typically financial gain through betting, ball manipulation, or ball mastery, a legitimate skill in coaching and playing, referring to a player's ability to control and move the ball with a high degree of skill to outmaneuver opponents. All players, no matter how young or old, should practice ball manipulation drills. Drilling these skills gives the ability to push, move, drag, or manipulate the ball and become its master. Meaning of maneuver. In football, a maneuver refers to a deliberate, coordinated, and skillful movement or action performed by a player or team to gain a tactical advantage, evade an opponent, or achieve a specific goal on the field. The term applies in both association football, soccer, and American football, encompassing various specific skills and tactics. Meaning of execute. In football, execute means to successfully carry out a play or specific assignment as designed, involving precision, understanding roles, and performing skills effectively, whether it's a quarterback's handoff, a lineman's block, or a complex defensive stunt, making the difference between a brilliant plan and a failed attempt. It's about turning strategy into successful physical action on the field. Meaning of a player at his prime. A player at their prime is in the peak period of their career, combining peak physical ability, strength, speed, endurance with maximum skill, experience, and mental understanding of the game, allowing them to consistently perform at their highest level. While physical prime often centers around the mid to late 20s, a player's prime is a subjective blend of these factors and can vary greatly by sport, position, and individual. Meaning of inevitably in soccer. In football, as in general usage, the word inevitably is an adverb used to state that something is certain to happen and cannot be avoided or prevented. When commentators, analysts, or fans use the term inevitably in a football context, they are suggesting that a particular outcome or event is a necessary consequence of the current situation, tactics, or flow of the game. Examples in a football context might include, given how many chances they were creating, a goal was inevitably going to happen. The relentless pressure from the opposing team inevitably led to a defensive error. After the star striker received a second yellow card, his sending off was inevitable. A team playing with a man down for an entire half will inevitably struggle to maintain the lead. Essentially, it is a statement of certainty or predictability based on the circumstances of the match. What does cutback mean in football? In football, soccer, a cutback is a tactical move where a player near the opponent's goal line passes the ball backwards or sideways into the penalty area, rather than crossing it into the crowded center. This creates space for teammates arriving late to shoot or control the ball, exploiting defenders focused on the goal line, and generating high-quality scoring chances. It's a common and highly effective attacking play, popular at all levels of the game, including professional leagues like the Premier League and World Cup. Meaning of box-to-box player. A box-to-box player, usually a central midfielder in soccer, is a highly energetic, all-around player who constantly moves between their own penalty box and the opponent's, contributing equally to both defense and attack, requiring stamina, tackling, passing, and goal-scoring ability to cover the entire pitch. They link defense and attack, intercepting in their own half, and driving forward to create or finish chances in the other. What does take on means in football? In football, soccer, take on means an attacking player tries to dribble past a defender in a one-on-one situation, using skill to beat them, and keep possession, often to advance the attack or create a scoring chance. It's about challenging an opponent directly, like a winger taking on a full-back to cross the ball, or a midfielder taking on a central midfielder. What does dispossessed mean in football? In football, soccer, dispossessed means a player loses possession of the ball to an opponent, usually through a tackle or interception, rather than by losing control due to poor touch or a miscontrol. It specifically refers to the act of the opposing team winning the ball back, often marked as a negative event for the player who lost it, highlighting defensive pressure or a successful challenge. What does book mean in football? In football, soccer, to book a player means the referee officially cautions them for an offense by recording their name in their notebook, which results in a yellow card. A second booking leads to a red card and sending off. It's a disciplinary action for fouls like dangerous tackles, dissent, or time wasting, stemming from the referee writing down the player's details as a record. What does interception mean in soccer? In soccer, an interception is when a player stops an opponent's pass or cross from reaching its intended target, gaining possession for their own team without tackling the player directly, often through smart positioning, reading the game, and precise timing to cut off the ball's path. It's a key defensive skill that turns defense into attack by disrupting the opponent's play and starting a counter-attack, making it vital in the modern fast-paced game. What does exploit mean in soccer? In soccer, exploit means to take tactical advantage of an opponent's weakness, a specific space on the field, or a tactical imbalance. It is a fundamental part of strategy and is not considered a form of cheating in real-life football, unlike in some video games where it can refer to using glitches or bugs. To deny in football mean, in football, soccer, to deny means to prevent an opponent from achieving something, most commonly a goal, a scoring chance, or space time to play. This can involve a defender stopping a shot, denying a goal, committing a tactical foul to stop an attack, denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, or DOGSO, or a team strategically cutting off passing lanes to limit the opposition's control, denying space dictating play. What does take the lead mean in football? In football, soccer, taking the lead means a team scores a goal and goes ahead in the scoreline, even if just by one goal, for example, 1-0 or 2-1. It signifies they are currently winning, and they then try to maintain or extend that advantage, while the other team tries to equalize or take the lead themselves. It's also used to mean being the first to start something or leading an attack, for example, leading the line. What does marking means in football? In football, soccer, marking is a core defensive tactic where a player closely guards an opponent to prevent them from receiving the ball, creating space, or scoring, using strategies like man-to-man, sticking to one player, or zonal marking, defending a specific area. It's about positioning and denying opponents freedom, ensuring the team maintains defensive structure and pressures the ball carrier. What does come off the bench mean in football? In football, soccer, coming off the bench means a player who is not in the starting lineup enters the game as a substitute, replacing another player to provide fresh legs, a tactical change, or an immediate impact, often with the goal of changing the game's momentum. What does to make your debut mean in football? In football, to make your debut means a player makes their first ever public appearance or performance in a game for a specific team, league, or country. It is a significant career milestone for a footballer, marking their official entry onto a new professional stage. The term is often used to describe various first appearances. What does precise mean in football? In football, precision means the ability to consistently repeat an action or deliver the ball to the exact same spot, even if it's not the correct or scoring spot, focusing on consistency and exactness in execution. Like a player repeatedly hitting the same post or a passer consistently hitting a defender's feet, rather than the intended receiver. It's about reproducibility, while accuracy is about hitting the intended, correct target. A player who is both precise and accurate consistently hits the right target. In football, precisely means executing skills with exactness, accuracy, and consistency, like hitting a specific spot on the field repeatedly. What is a dugout in football? In football, soccer, a dugout, also called a technical rear team shelter, is the covered bench area at the side of the pitch where the manager, coaching staff, substitutes, and other team officials sit and work during a match, providing shelter and a space to observe and communicate with players. Originally slightly below ground level, hence the name, modern dugouts are typically covered structures with seating, designed to keep the team comfortable and close to the action. What does compose mean in football? In football, composure is a term used to describe a player's ability to remain calm, think clearly, and execute the correct action effectively while under pressure from opponents, the crowd, or the importance of a crucial moment in a game. A composed player is able to control their emotions and reactions, rather than panicking or rushing a decision. What does resilient mean in football? In football, resilience is the ability of a player or team to bounce back from mistakes, setbacks, and pressure, and to adapt positively to adversity. It is a crucial mental quality that allows players to maintain focus, composure, and performance levels despite challenges. What does bounce back mean in football? In football, bounce back means to recover quickly from a setback, like a loss or poor performance, by returning to good form and winning again. Often seen in teams winning consecutive games after a defeat or players overcoming injury slumps to play well, it signifies resilience and a return to positive results. It's about overcoming challenges and regaining momentum, whether it's a team winning after a loss or a player recovering from injury or a poor run of games. What does setbacks mean in football? In football, setbacks are unavoidable challenges like injuries, poor form, losing important games, or not making the starting lineup, which test a player's mental toughness, but also present growth opportunities to learn, adapt, and build resilience for future success, rather than defining failure. What does rebound mean in football? In football, soccer, a rebound is when a shot on goal bounces off the goalkeeper, goalpost, or crossbar and stays in play, creating a second scoring chance for the attacking team or a chance for the defending team to clear. It's a common term for these loose balls after a blocked or missed shot, leading to scrambles and follow-up attempts, often requiring players to quickly reposition for a rebound opportunity. Interfering offside rules. In soccer, interfering in an offside situation means an attacker in an offside position actively affects play, either by touching the ball, preventing an opponent from playing it, blocking vision, challenging, or gaining an advantage from a rebound deflection, leading to a penalty, indirect free kick. Simply being in an offside spot isn't enough. The player must become involved, such as by making an obvious movement that impacts an opponent's ability to play the ball or by blocking a goalkeeper's view. What does defending champion mean in football? In football, soccer, a defending champion is the team or player that won the most recent edition of a specific tournament or league, and now competes to win it again, thus defending their title against challengers. They are the current title holders, also known as the reigning champions, and is seen as the team to beat in the next competition. What does runner-up mean in football? In football, soccer, a runner-up is the team that finishes in second place in a competition, meaning they lost the final match or finished second in the league table, just behind the winner, earning recognition and often prizes for their strong performance.